let's bury the topic of seed oils once and for all, because it's getting seriously annoying. Oh wait, we can't. Science doesn't know shit about it. No, but seriously, I still see black and white BS on both sides of the spectrum, especially on social media. I just don't get why people keep talking about a food that's so unimportant. Nobody is going to live off seed oils alone. And the processed products that contain seed oils are generally trash anyway. But okay, since this still seems unclear, let me set things straight for you. From today, I'm your guru. Call me a guru. This is the only video you will ever need to actually understand what's going on with this topic. So what's the truth? Because we are all about truth and logic, baby. Are seed oils healthy or harmful? What does the science say? And where are the limits of scientific knowledge when it comes to this topic? We're gonna answer all these questions and more in this video. But first, I want to give you a quick summary of the current state of research. I won't go too deep into the details. That's been beaten to death already. So what are the potential health risks of seed oils that opponents often mention? Oxidation, lipid oxidation products. PFAS like linoleic acid oxidize more easily than saturated fats. When heated, they form reactive aldehydes that in the cell and animal studies show pro-inflammatory, cell-damaging, and potentially mutagenic effects. That's a plausible pathophysiological mechanism for how damaged oil could have negative effects. Oxidized LA metabolites. Within lipoproteins, oxidized linoleic acid may contribute to inflammation and atherosclerosis. Mechanistically plausible, but mostly based on lab animal studies and correlative data. Omega-6, omega-3 ratio. Some interpretation claim that too much omega-6 compared to omega-3 promotes inflammation. However, the current literature shows that LA itself is not consistently associated with increased inflammation. The data here are complex. Hexane, often used as a solvent to extract oil from the press cake. Hexane itself is neurotoxic at high doses, but chemically it doesn't remain in relevant amounts in the oil. So it's generally not a realistic health concern. However, what's rarely mentioned in the extraction of plant oils, not pure N-hexane is used, but a solvent mixture. And regulations mostly only cover N-hexane, not the many other hydrocarbons in the mix. The total toxicity of these mixtures is similar to N-hexane, but they aren't separately regulated or routinely measured. There are no limits for the full mixture like there are for pure hexane. It's probably safe, but since there's no data, you can't rule out the risk. Other potential problems include pesticides, GMOs, heavy metals, processing contaminants, polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons, unknown isomers, packaging migration, microplastics, organic contamination, processing aids, and residues from disinfectants or industrial chemicals. Wow, that's just sad. Seed oil defenders, on the other hand, say mechanisms are nice, but when you look at the overall evidence and outcome data, seed oils themselves are not clearly toxic or harmful to health. The best available epidemiological evidence shows mostly neutral to mildly protective associations of linoleic acid with mortality and cardiovascular risk. Meta-analyses and RCTs support a benefit when replacing saturated fats with polyunsaturated plant fats. Still, the oxidative breakdown products that form with high heat or repeated use are plausibly harmful. So handling matters. Honestly, the science in favor of seed oils is pretty weak though. Even if opponents don't have 100% proof of harm, in this case, they don't even need to. And come on, where would that proof even come from? The industry, they never fund studies that could destroy their own products. Anyway, what makes me say that? Simple. Science often compares cheap seed oils with even cheaper fats. Typically, linoleic acid-rich vegetable oils are compared with diets high in saturated fats, industrially hardened fats, or low-quality animal fats, or even ultra-processed substitutes. Of course, the cheaper fats come out worse, but that's not proof that seed oils are healthy or harmless. How is seed oil intake even measured? Usually through 24-hour recalls or dialogues, questionnaires, all prone to huge measurement errors. Most studies answer the question, what happens when you replace saturated fats with polyunsaturated fats? Not, are polyunsaturated fats good in all contexts? Many older RCTs mainly reported cholesterol reduction or other biomarkers, not mortality or heart attacks. Short-term biomarkers changes doesn't equal long-term risk reduction. Modern, large, long-term randomized trials with today's quality control are mostly missing. That limits the relevance of modern diets and processing methods. Studies also don't compare uniform products, cold-pressed versus refined, high oleic versus standard, fresh versus repeatedly heated oxidized, with or without additives. This heterogeneity makes the data hard to interpret. Many meta-analyses mix all these different interventions, masking potentially important differences. So many limitations. You can see even more in this chart here, but you get my point. There just isn't clear proof showing that seed oils are 100% always healthy and harmless. We need much more research. But again, where's that going to come from? Definitely not from the seed oil industry. You can forget about that. We need that kind of studies shown in this chart here. Real proof. But honestly, as I said at the start, this topic is just boring. With all the heated debate about seed oils, people forgot how overrated the issue is in real healthy diets. The whole thing is kind of ridiculous. Nobody drinks seed oil all day. It's just one fat source among many, and not even the best one. There are much better foods that give you not just fat, but a whole package of nutrients. When you choose seed oils, you make room for worse choices. Instead, go for olive oil, avocados, nuts, etc. Your overall lifestyle matters way more than, do I eat a little seed oil here and there? People's lifestyles are often a mess. But hey, let's blame the seed oils for their bad health. That doesn't mean that seed oils can't be problematic. They can, especially with poor preparation and overuse. But that's so easy to fix. Here's all you need to know about handling seed oils. Get your lifestyle together. Build a healthy foundation. Exercise regularly. Eat clean. Sleep well. Recover well. And then maybe we can talk about seed oils. If you're cooking with seed oils daily, yeah, that's a problem. Bad idea. Frying, deep frying, baking in lots of fat, all terrible ideas. If you want a video on why that is, let me know in the comments. If you ask me, avoid seed oils, they just displace better foods. But if you still want to include a little, always buy organic and be willing to spend more, much more. That often, not always, means higher quality. Organic eliminates a bunch of issues. Pesticides, solvents, GMOs, toxins, gone. Buy cold-pressed oils. Look for producers that provide lab analyses. And never cook with oil. Use it cold, in salads, or over food. If you follow these tips, you're a hero. You're my hero. And once again, I've made the world a better place. Thank you, Guru, in the comments, and see you soon. And now, follow for more.